Hello, this is Lauren, and welcome to my soaping day. Today I'm going to create my White Sands Ocean soap and bring you along so that you can see this process with me. Right now I'm putting my kaolin clay into my oils, and I'm going to stick blend those into there. And next I will add my lye solution. And then I want to bring this to emulsion so that I can split it off and do some extra things with it. So I got this idea because I've been working with some embeds with the translucent melt and pour soap that I've made, and some of those are sea-like, shell-like, and I thought, oh, wouldn't it be fun to put some sand in the bottom and maybe do some kind of a wave. Well, you will see at the end what really turned out. So I'm measuring off the bottom layer. This is just going to be a 2-pound mold. And I'm putting a little titanium dioxide and some sand in there and mixing it together. It is actually chilly in Ohio today, and to think about summer and the beach and sand and the shore gives me a good feeling inside. So I'm pouring this bottom layer, and I want to let it sit for a while so that I can texture it before I put my next layer on. Now I haven't worked with pigment very much here, and so normally I will use clays and botanicals, infused oils to create my color, but this blend that I'm creating for this one has some ultramarine blue and some chromium green oxide, and I kind of mixed those together to create this color. And I really wanted to prop this up with my first layer after I textured the bottom, but I just left it level. So I'm using a spoon to texture it a bit. And then I just want to put a thin layer. I'm using my spatula to break the fall of the second layer so that I don't disturb the creation on the bottom. A very thin layer. And then I'm going to lighten a bit of what's left over with a little bit more of my batter and some more of my zinc oxide. I didn't have enough titanium, so I threw in some zinc oxide there to give that a little bit of a lighter color. And then I decided I wanted to alternate that green with some of the white to try and get my wave effect. I just want to give a shout out here to so many fantastic soapers on YouTube, and the things I have learned just from watching other videos and getting to know some of these soapers, they are so encouraging, and it has been a real treat to be a part of this community. I'm really appreciating the ones that I have gotten to know through YouTube. So I started out with my lighter layer. Now I'm going to take the green along the side and just alternate these to go up part of the way. Didn't really turn out the way I had envisioned it, so I may give it a second try. And if you see the bottles of essential oils that are there at the front of the table, I completely forgot to put my essential oil in. I'm so notorious for that. And this is really the first time I've done a voiceover, so I'm hoping that this is an encouragement to some, at least those of you who actually purchase my soaps. You'll get to see exactly how I created them. Now I put it level, and what I'd like to create here is sort of like a wave of water that will look a lot larger. So I'm mounding up this lighter color, this white. I added a bit of a mica that has kind of a shimmer to it. And I need to get that to the consistency where I can actually pile it on to the one side. And here we go. Piling it some. And I'm going to let it sit for just a little while and try to get the rest of the batter in a thicker texture to be able to mound it up even more. Now, as I said, I was working with some embeds, creating embeds and coloring them, and I found a silicone mold at Joann Fabrics, actually, that had little shells of different kinds and starfish. So I decided that I would potentially put these on the soaps. And then as I realized about the size of the soap, I thought, no, maybe I will just create a bit of a colorful mulch of pieces, which you'll see in a little while here, that I'm just going to put along the edge of the wave in the end. I did have some left over, and I created a couple of shells with some of the green and white that was left over, and I actually added some of the white sand to that to give it a bit of an exfoliating factor. Those are the embeds, just tiny little pieces of color that I chopped up small, and I'm just adding them to the edge there. So it's been about 24 hours and I'm ready to cut the soap. It was a tiny bit soft, but it was ready to go. Turning it on its side so that I don't have any slide marks going through my soap from my little embeds there. And it doesn't look tremendously like a wave, but it's still pretty interesting. So this is my fragrance-free, essential oil-free White Sands Ocean Soap. I did sprinkle a little bit of sea salt on the top of it to kind of add to the effect. And of course the white sand in the very bottom has an exfoliating factor in it. So thank you so much for joining me in this little adventure, and I hope to be able to share more with you soon. God bless.